was just going to say that was really rude
Hi.
of Cody to talk during the intro. Wow.
I'm sorry. I just can't stop. I love the attention.
All right, guys. Welcome back, or welcome to an episode of
It's
a Pilot
Podcast.
Podcast. Yep, it's a... What is it, Cody?
It's a Pilot
Pilot
Podcast.
Podcast. Wow, Cody, you talked over yourself.
You sounded so much thirstier
See,
in the pre-recorded
I'm just
one.
always fighting for the spotlight.
Even against yourself. Well, we are a Pilot Podcast. I'm Franny.
I'm Cody /CL.
Still Logan. I checked. Still Logan.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wait, where's Cecil?
Oh, yeah. Where's Cecil?
The old Cecil can't come to the phone right now.
Oh, my God. I can't. I can't with that fucking bullshit.
Jesus.
All right.
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about two shows. Both of them, they're kind of like the redheaded stepchildren of their franchises, both of them in their own way, you know?
Good point.
So I feel like that's why it's going to be a great pod. But first, we're starting out with the Clerks unaired television sitcom. But first, before we get into it, I just wanted to mention...
It was unaired?
It was unaired. It was so bad. Or maybe it's great. Who knows? But what I was going to say was... I just want to explain what this podcast is because we kind of just went ahead. So the goal that we have as buddies is that we watch television pilots and then we review them and kind of tell you whether you should continue watching the show, if you should check it out, whatever it may be. And then after that, in the timestamps, you can skip ahead. We sometimes have spoiler sections where we've continued on with the show and then we talk about it in spoilers. So you don't want to listen to that if you haven't watched the show and you don't want something spoiled for you. That's why it's going to say spoilers in the actual timestamps. So definitely, if you've already seen the show, feel free to continue on. And if you haven't seen it, like with Clerks, there's obviously not going to be any spoilers or anything, but with our other show, there will be. So let's get into it.
I hated this.
Usually, yeah. I said usually that we start with reading the Wikipedia page, but there is no Wikipedia page.
There is not.
Pilot
but I have the Wikipedia page for you.
Logan is the Wikipedia page for everything.
So
exactly.
Kevin Smith adjacent.
Long time ago, rapist Harvey Weinstein bought Clerks from a young Kevin Smith in 1994. From that point on, it was owned by that Miramax studio. It was entirely owned by them. Even though Kevin Smith owns the characters Jay and Silent Bob, he actually does not own the rights to Clerks, which is a fun little thing. So this whole show was created... written, about to begin production, without ever mentioning to Kevin Smith that it even existed.
Yikes.
The man who's famous for creating these characters. The reason he found out why is he was writing comic books, Blunt Man and Chronic and whatever it may be, and he was using the characters Jay and Silent Bob. And the people who were making the show were like, hey, we own Jay and Silent Bob because we own the show. So they sent him a cease and desist. To which he responded with, no, actually, check your paperwork. I own these characters. Also, you're making a show about these characters? Like, what the fuck? And they had to replace the characters of Jay and Silent Bob with the singular character of Ray. Really creative name. And it was so terrible, all the executives hated it so much that this show never actually made it to air. But what did you guys think of it?
I thought, having seen Clerks very recently again, actually, it is nowhere near it.
You know what? Actually, I kind of want to hear specifically what Cody thinks because you haven't seen Clerks.
Yeah.
You've never seen a Kevin Smith product before, and you still haven't because this is not a Kevin Smith product. What did you think of the show? Honest
because you don't have anything to, you don't have the thing to compare it to, you know?
This was balls. And
Wasn't
I think
it
that there
balls?
was... Yeah, it's balls. It's pokeballs. Anyway, no, it's so bad. So I think the thing I really struggled with is that they introduced these characters and there was no kind of what's the word I'm looking for? There was just no payoff. and the fact that like, why am I supposed to care? And I feel like there were definitely aspects of it, like with Dante, where his dad was super like, I'm disappointed in you. And his girlfriend was like, I'm disappointed in you. And I was like, I'm disappointed in myself because I've been there. But
no, I think we're supposed to, I mean, the idea of the Clerks, the movie, was it's about 20-somethings that are working like, you know, essentially dead-end jobs. So I get what they were trying to do with the show, but the issue was it was not subtle like in Clerks. It wasn't drawn out. They beat you over the head with, this guy's irresponsible and we shouldn't like him for it.
It reminds me a lot of that 80s show pilot that we did, because
it was better than that,
the main character being hammered over the head with the idea that he had to. Yeah, I'd agree.
It's definitely
he's just being hammered over the head with the fact that he has to grow up.
Yeah, it is very similar in the worst ways.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
It's just like I don't understand. Well, first of all, in the original Clerks, there is two clerks that work at two different places, but they're attached in the same building, owned by the same people. So it's feasible that they're interacting with each other and going to each other's stores because they're owned by the same people. With this is a strip mall, and they're just never at their fucking jobs. Like, they're just like fucking assholes.
I've worked in plenty of strip mall. I currently work in a strip mall. We do not leave our building.
You can't just, especially for like long periods of time. Like
I would lose my job.
They watched the entirety of the 1990s remake of Little Women.
Their stores would be robbed. The whole thing,
which is like, that is fucked up. Like, not only that they weren't working, but that they chose to do that instead. Like, that shit is horrible.
I love Little Women.
No, it's not the Saoirse Ronan one. That's not that one. That one's actually a good movie. We're talking about like really bad fucking movie from the 90s. TV movie, I'm sure.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, like they'd all lose their jobs. It makes no sense. It's not even kind of feasible. Logan and I were actually kind of like talking about that, and Logan said something about how like it'd make more sense in a mall, but it's not like they could just redo Mallrats.
Yeah,
either.
Exactly. If they could make it take place in a mall, which would make sense why people are going over to each other's stores, because on your breaks, like what the fuck else are you going to do? You're in the mall. So that one makes sense. But the issue with it is that there's already a movie called Mallrats made by Kevin Smith, and they didn't have the rights to that, and it would literally be, I mean, Mallrats is Clerks in the mall. There's literally barely any difference. So
I'd love to see him do a TV show version of Mallrats. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, he was, funny enough, he almost got one made for Netflix. It was called Mallbrats, but last second it didn't happen. It was about the kids of the people from the original film.
Interesting.
Yeah, called Mallbrats.
And they're just working with their parents because they never got out of the mall.
It's just me and you, Cody. We're back working in the same mall with with their whole families just forever.
I finally get that job. They beg me to take it trade home whenever I walk by their store.
We're just all three working in the same mall.
It was literally like, they were like, you're a young person who has a tie on. You want to work here forever? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to do that.
It's like Willy Wonka with all the grandparents in the bed. It's just like everyone stays at that mall.
God. Yeah, but I mean, I agree with your review that this was indeed balls.
I mean, and here's the thing. I know a couple of people went off to do different things. I know one of the writers went off to work on that 70s show. So, like, you can see inklings of talented people, but the worst thing about Clerks, the TV show, is even though it's from an incredibly inspired indie film, it's incredibly uninspired. That's the problem. I think that everybody who worked on this had some form of talent. I mean, except for Jim Brewer. He's fucking ridiculous. But, like, the guy who played Dante and the people who wrote on the show, there was talented people there, but there is zero passion. No one cares about this project.
It feels like a cash grab. It doesn't feel like anybody really wanted to do it.
It feels like somebody fucked Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Good fucking point.
Because they took all his good tropes and made them awful.
Yeah.
They took all of his cliches and made them terrible. I was going to ask,
how true are these characters to the, like, actually, like, Silent Bob?
Okay, so, first of all, there is no Jay and Silent Bob in this. Ray is a fucking weird rapist guy. He has nothing to do with...
it's not even kind of...
Dante, he did a pretty good job. Dante's a little bit more, like, the kind of guy you'd expect to go bowling, not the kind of guy who used to play football, so he wouldn't be that handsome, but he definitely, like, fit the archetype. But Randall, the friend, was totally fucking wrong. They fucked him. They literally fucked him. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Like they like the character of Randall is one of the most enjoyable characters from the film.
He literally makes the film.
He does in a lot of ways. He really does. He gives it like everything as far as like our perspectives and like super nihilistic views and shit. I feel like they fucked his role the worst because not only did they not make him as intense, they made him not care about the important things. It's like an inverse of the original Randall. Randall in the movie cared about nothing except for like the very important shit, right? And then in this, it's completely inverse. He only cares about the little shit and like doesn't give a fuck that his life is fucked. Like it's the complete opposite of the character. And he's not even funny like the character. He like pretends to hang himself in one moment with his weird vaudevillian dance and shit, and they wanted me to laugh, and I'm like, I'm not laughing.
I just cringed the whole time.
Yeah. There was a couple bad editing spots too, like when they took that ice cream guy, which by the way, there is no ice cream guy character. But when they took him, like in the original movie,
or like tanning booth lady, or anything chick, like that.
I don't know. Tanning booth chick, you could kind of see as being Caitlin.
I guess.
And wasn't her name like Caitlin or something?
I don't fucking know. It was just a dumb character that didn't need to be there.
But the point is, when they take him and they're like, "You're not going to get the fucker because our friend needs our help," even though he didn't need to be there the whole time. Really uncool. But when he's pulling him out, you hear him screaming like, "No!" And then there's actually still that same scream, and it transitions into the next scene. It's terrible. It's like
so nobody gave a fuck.
I mean, it wasn't seamless. I mean, like Disney Channel has better cuts than that.
God.
And they're intentionally like they'll have like a character scream off screen, you know? They'll go like, "Ah," like Raven like trips on a fucking banana or something. And there's like a scream that lasts until the next scene, but it looks better than what this did. Like this was so poorly helmed. Like it was awful. Everything about this was shot terribly and lit terribly. And okay, so the character of Ray, his thing is that he likes to pretend to shoplift. That's his character trait, and then he really steals things. That's so fucking
And then he
stupid.
like trashes the store or some shit. Like why? I don't know.
Literally, the end scene is him just like stealing the entire store, and it's like, okay, how are you gonna have a second episode with no consequence?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Dante would be fired.
Dante would be fired, and then the show Clerks officially doesn't make any sense. Like just like that, instantly. Also, the convenience store looks weird. Like there are not convenience stores where they're set up in that way and only have registers on one side. Like it was fucking weirdly set up. It looked strange. It like you wouldn't be able to see half the store. You'd have your back turned to half the store.
I mean, Dante's not even looking at any of the store. And
Really?
It's weird because like in the movie too, like Dante like kind of gave a fuck about his job, and like clearly in this one he did not.
Yeah, like Dante wasn't. The great thing about Dante is that he was an impeccable clerk in Clerks.
Yeah.
Like the store was always well kept. He came in on his day off. Like
yeah.
This character's like, I don't know, I might fucking roofie some girl in the back and bang her in the fridges. Like he was really irresponsible and creepy. And also, his girlfriend's a fucking dick for not talking to him and then going to that dude's party. She's a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she's like, I want you to be aspirational. And he's like, I'm going to quit my gas station job and get a real job. She's like, no, I want to be in a more powerful position than you and be in charge of our relationship. So don't do that. Like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. She made me so mad. And then the lesson is, you should have known that she was just unreasonably mad at you and didn't want to fuck that guy that she clearly seemed like she did before. Lessons learned.
Yeah, what was the lesson? What were you saying?
I hated the idea that he is the golden boy, and it was never explained why he's a golden boy. Because I mean, sure, he's good looking, but he is a clerk at the gas station with no real aspiration and no real like care in the world. And you're right. It's like, first of all, how does he even get her? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Also, these characters are supposed to be from Jersey. Like, they even say New Jersey. But none of these characters sound or look like they're from New Jersey. They all look like they're from where you guys grew up. Guessed.
Yeah.
They all look like they're from your white neighborhood.
Yeah. It's also too, like what Cody said about the golden boy thing. Like Dante's not really made out to be like a golden boy like he is in this, you know?
No, he's actually kind of a fuck in the Clerks. Like I mean, I won't give anything away from you, but the idea of him cheating on his girlfriend kind of comes up, and he's like cool with it. Like, he's an asshole. Like, he's not a good person. But this show is trying to make you be like, oh, Dante's just that love. Like, Dante's our Eric Foreman here.
Yeah.
They clearly, I think the guy, I don't know all the details of that guy, but I think the dude who switched from this to that 70s show, I think that he kept some shit.
I mean, the fucking water tower scene.
Yeah.
That is entirely.
I feel very vindicated in my connection there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, and then there's just like this dude has Eric Foreman like energy all throughout.
Yeah, it was just weird. Like, it didn't feel like it needed to happen. I'm
so
glad.
Weird because Eric's a pussy, and yet they're like, we're gonna give this dude who's clearly a dom the pussy mentality, and it's just like, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
It does not work.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, he just doesn't. And the thing is, there's so much of him in the show. Like, he's really the main character. You know what I mean? And I mean, he had decent acting chops, but like, I could not imagine spending more than one episode on this dude. He just doesn't have it. Like, he's the main character, and I don't think he can carry a show at all.
No. This
Agreed.
show couldn't have happened again. I wonder how many episodes they shot, or if they shot anything.
No, this is one
this.
unaired pilot. They never even got this onto television.
Wow.
And usually you make a pilot, people see how it is, and then then you go back and
decide
shoot
if you're
more.
gonna shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not even credits on this movie. There's not you can IMDb it and it doesn't have credits on it.
On the show.
Yeah. On Star Show.
Wow.
It didn't get a single laugh from me.
That's not true.
Really?
You laughed and you were like, "That's so bad."
Yeah, like
you're like, "This is so bad." I'm
no
laughing.
genuine laugh, or I didn't have a good time.
It didn't make you laugh the way it was trying to.
Yeah, and like I know we just keep comparing it to Clerks, but
it's called fucking Clerks.
But like Clerks isn't over the top funny or anything, but like it's
I don't know. It's quippy.
It's quippy, but like it also is just relatable too, and like
it's a good show to make a sitcom. Like if they would have done this well, it's a really good concept.
I mean, like apparently it made a good cartoon. I haven't seen
it. Made a really good cartoon. We'll review that someday. It made but they got canceled. They made 6 episodes, 2 got aired, and then they got canceled.
Huh.
Just never takes off.
I'm very interested whether this show would work now, whether it's like this is something for a moment in time back in like the 80s and 90s and early 2000s when family sitcom where there was a live audience was a big thing, and I feel like slowly we've deviated from that in culture. Well, and I'm very curious to see whether a show like this done well would actually succeed.
I think you're a little wrong. I don't think it's family sitcoms, because I think family sitcoms they're still kind of popular in a way. This is teen rebellion sitcom. This is meant for like the fuck you dad or the fuck you establishment kind of. This is that 70s show style sitcom, or I guess to a lesser degree a Big Bang Theory style sitcom, where it's more about like the experience of like your angst and your subculture. And I don't think it can work now, because people are so self-aware that like it's like the Big Bang Theory. Everybody liked that show originally, not me, but they found it to be more disingenuous. I think people are too involved in their culture now to like deal with that.
Right. I agree. So don't watch the show is what we're saying.
Yeah, don't watch it. If you want to watch it, I mean, it's for free on YouTube. You just look up Clerks.
I mean, but like
TV
it's not
show.
even like good bad, you know? It's not even like the bad where it's fun to make fun of. It's just nothing.
Whoever leaked this was probably angry, because there's no way somebody leaked it because they thought it was awesome.
Yeah. No, it definitely. I wonder if these people think about it, you know, that were in it. I wonder if they ever think about it.
Yeah, I wonder.
They're probably like, gross, why was I part of that?
Or there's probably one person's like, that was my shot. That was my one thing. Because, you know, there probably is somebody like that.
It's the girl at the tanning bed, definitely.
Oh, my God.
Actually, she was actually kind of funny. I kind of liked her.
Yeah, she was okay.
I know, so cute.
She did a decent job.
I like
acting.
the answer of lotion. That made me laugh. It's like, what gives you skin cancer then? Lotion,
yeah,
you stupid bastard.
I think she was like the only person that made me laugh in that show. Are we gonna do
and like we all know a bitch that fucked the ice cream cone guy.
Are we gonna do a fuck, marry, kill for this one?
Sure.
Logan, do you want to start?
You want me to go
off?
first?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd fuck the tanning bed girl.
Okay, understood.
I'd marry Ray.
Oh God.
Because he can hide such large things in his coat. I'm like, just hide me from the world, and I'll just sit in there forever. And then I think I'd kill Randall because it's not actually Randall.
Can I do fuck, marry, kill all on the same person?
Yeah.
Dante.
You'd fucking marry him and kill him?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you marry and kill him? You'll get no money out of it. You're not gonna he's worth nothing.
There's nobody else there that's even remotely appealing.
I'd marry his dad and then kill him.
Oh yeah, true. Good point.
You fuck the son, you marry the dad, and you kill him. You kill them both.
Yeah, you just go killing. What about you, Cody?
I would slam tanning bed girl. I would hardcore just murder Randall. Like, I wish that scene of him hanging himself was real.
Right.
And then I would marry... Okay, I'd marry the dude that his girlfriend went to the party of. Like, sure, he's a narc, but he has prospects. Like, he could take care of me.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely seems like the guy who's like, and then I stole Facebook from two twins. You know, like, he's got that energy for sure.
Yeah.
Might be worth it.
He's got Silicon Valley written all over.
Can we actually, you know what? I want to take this moment to talk about Armie Hammer since we talked about Social Network.
Oh, God.
Cody, what are your thoughts on Armie Hammer?
I don't know enough to have a valid opinion.
You don't know what we're talking about?
No.
Freddie! Oh my God,
Armie
this
Hammer
is so exciting.
is a cannibal. Like, legit.
Wait, what?
A bunch of DMs leaked about him that he was sent with girls, and he would say stuff like, I want to eat you. I want to, like, eat your flesh. I want to pump the blood to your heart myself. When I was in high school, I fucking drank a deer or some shit that I killed. Like, I ate and drank that shit. And he's like, I'm a cannibal. I want to be a cannibal. He's like, I wish I could find a way to eat somebody. I want to be a cannibal. I can't believe I've admitted that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Cody?
He literally said, I am 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you. Fuck, that's scary to admit.
And like a bunch of other stuff about how like he ate an animal. And then they found a bunch of old posts, and it was like he really likes morbid shit. You know, like he always posts like stuff about cannibalism in the past, but you know, it seemed more like a joke, you know, out of context.
Ooh,
but
apparently he had like slaves too. Like,
yeah, sex slaves and shit. Yeah, no, he said like people are genuinely concerned that he eats people. And like he's in Call Me by Your Name 1 and 2. You know, like 2's coming out, and like I wonder if they're still gonna put it out with Armie Hammer eating people, you know?
My mouth is like a gape right now.
Yeah, dude. You know what? Do yourself a favor. Just hit up that Goog. You know, like read some of those fucking tweets.
So scary.
Doug.
I cannot tell you how many gay dudes and bi girls I know who that's their like one. That's like the person that they would like.
That's how he's able to eat these
world.
bitches. You know.
I mean, he is like literally stunning to look at. You know,
I literally feel like I don't know what he looks like.
He was so handsome, he almost was Batman. You know, they only give that to handsome guys since Michael Keaton.
I guess only handsome guys can get away with cannibalism.
Well, he's not getting away with it. His career is forever ruined. And what's even funnier about that is his ex was his ex saged their apartment after she saw these.
Good.
She saged her apartment.
This is terrifying.
Dude, it's fucking scary. It's scary when you realize there's normal people walking around like that are mixed in with like there's a cannibal that's a movie star. Maybe there's a cannibal that works next to you at the grocery store.
TMZ posted a day ago, Armie Hammer's ex claims he licked her blood after branding her with an A.
This feels like an episode of You. I'm like terrified.
Dude, isn't that so fucking crazy? Isn't that so crazy? The fuck is that?
Holy hell. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, dude.
So next we're talking about Pokemon.
But wait, you okay, I just want one more question about Armie Hammer though.
Okay.
Before Before you knew this, if you had met Armie Hammer and he was like, "Do you want to get hit with it?" Would you say yes?
Hold on, I need to Google a recent picture of Armie Hammer.
No, it won't work for you now because now you know he eats people. So it doesn't matter how hot he was before. All you're gonna see is a dude that eats people.
In a DM to somebody, he said he wanted to brand them. He said to them he wanted to brand them, tattoo them, mark you, shave your head, keep your hair with me, cut a piece of your skin off, and make you cook it for me.
I read another one where he was like, what I'd probably do is I'd strangle you until you lost all your breath. And then I'd leave your body on the floor. And whenever I walked by, I'd fuck it. And I'd leave it there for weeks and weeks and weeks. And every single time I'd walk by, I'd fuck you.
Of course, Bella Thorne is defending him.
I know. I heard about that.
Anyway.
Bella Thorne's like, guys, I'm the voice of reason.
God.
So you wouldn't let him hit you with his Armie Hammer before that?
No, honestly,
Cody's so full of shit. Cody's so full of shit. If you met Armie Hammer and he was like, "Hey, I want to give you the business," you're really gonna be like, "No." Like you can write a song about that. He armied me with his hammer.
I've always thought he had such an old face. He has like an old ass face.
You're trying to tell me
his beard made it way worse.
But
so I do not really find him attractive.
But the clout, it's about the clout. I know you're a hard worker.
Your clout.
You do it for the clout, dude.
Oh my God.
I don't do anything for clout except do a podcast.
Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah.
Except for this podcast. By the way, have you heard CL Blues music? Check it out on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to music.
We always link them.
They're gonna listen to that ad and think I was being sarcastic, but I only now realize how fucked up it is that I just started like doing that plug. Anyway, we should move on though. You're not gonna fuck Armie Hammer before. You're definitely not gonna fuck him now. So now that you know that.
Oh, definitely not now.
But the reason why I was asking was because like imagine if you did say yes because you're like I want to be a star, and then like that he starts acting crazy. Like how fucking that's like a movie, dude. That's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean
it's you.
Really
it's literally you.
No, not me. The show you.
It's the show you.
It's really scary that like he had said all these things. Like, why? Like, there should be like investigations happening of some kind. You know? I don't know. I feel like he's.
Oh, I'm
scary.
surprised there's not.
It's a good question.
He should be incarcerated.
Who says there's not investigations? There could very well be.
I know. I hope there is.
There's at least an investigation of public opinion. You know, people are looking in more into Armie Hammer and what he's been doing in the past.
Good.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, dude, the fucking Lone Ranger dude. It's gonna eat Tonto and shit. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick. On that note, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be reviewing Pokemon Origins.
And we're back.
And Armie Hammer's
we
not
just
with
had
us.
like. I know. It's like we just had a huge crisis mid-break.
Yeah.
He did. He really. People, I can tell you right now, we're honest. He really did not know.
No. We spent our break talking about it.
I just saw a doggy run by outside.
A loose doggy?
It's a loose dog.
Wow. Welcome to our neighborhood. Loose dogs
Go
everywhere.
get it.
It looked like it looked like a floofy dog. Wait, maybe it's a cat.
I love
Franny. Look
dogs.
in the window. Look out there. Look out there for legit.
Like legit get up?
Get up and look. I'm telling you.
This is exhilarating.
It's like right there. It's like right fucking there. Maybe it's a cat. It's
Cats
small.
and cannibals.
It's small.
This is a great.
Open up the window. You'll see. Oh fuck! It ran off, dude. Yeah, I think it was a cat then. It was really big and floofy for a cat. Like that's a big cat. Oh, you think maybe it's that one cat?
Yeah, hold on. Let me put on my headphones so I can hear.
They're down that way. There you go.
They go.
I really wanted Franny to see the cat dog, but
Cat dog.
didn't happen.
Is that a show we should do?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. Cat dog's great. We should do a lot of original like Nicktoons and stuff.
But there's a big floofy orange cat in our neighborhood that looks like a lion.
No.
And it likes to sit in the road when I walk the dogs and stare at them. And my dogs
that
get
must have
really
been who
stressed.
it was. I was just like, oh shit, a dog. Now I can't quit looking out the window. All right, I gotta stop. I'm distracting myself. It's just
You're looking for Armie Hammer.
I just look out the window and I just see a fucking like big floofy thing run by.
Your audio just cut, baby.
What? No, it didn't.
I can't. My headphones must have cut.
Should we start over?
Whew. No, that was just my headphones. We're good.
They're good.
We're
now?
good. You know, you gotta love us for the mess we are, baby.
Wait, but are they good now?
Yeah, they're good now.
You gotta answer that fucking question.
I said they were good now.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Sure didn't.
We can rewind the tapes, baby. I said they're good now.
We'll rewind.
Anyways, what are we talking about?
Pokemon Origins.
Oh yes,
Pokemon Origins.
All right, so I have a lot of opinions on this movie or this show.
Is there an IMDb?
There is, yeah.
Yes, I will read the Wikipedia right now.
Or a Wikipedia?
Pokemon Origins, or known in Japan as Pocket Monsters The Origin, is a spin-off Japanese anime television miniseries based on Nintendo's Pokemon franchise. Unlike the ongoing television series, this 90-minute special features the settings and characters from the original video games Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, and is largely more faithful to the game's mechanics and designs. It premiered in November of 2013 and was dubbed into English in September of 2016 on their YouTube channel. So yeah.
Yeah. Right off the bat, there's stuff that I love about this show. Like that's really actually incredible. For one, in the opening episode, the way Squirtle and Charmander actually almost kill each other is fucked up, isn't it? He's biting down on Charmander's neck like a fucking vampire, and like he's moving all around. He's like, "Please stop!" His fucking light on his tail's going out. I'm fucking crying and shit. That was fucked, and I loved it. And in the show, in all honesty, I really do love it. In the original show, the combat was always so stunted and kind of silly. Like this was real shit.
So there was a whole controversy about this. Did you see that? PETA was super like, this is not good. You're having two animals fighting, and it's very like vivid to the point that they were trying to get the company to like censor it for American audiences or just like get rid of it in general. And it was a meme for a while as well. But yeah, I agree. I think that's what I really liked about it, though, was that it felt like this is real odds and real stakes, and this is what being a trainer is about, instead of like the regular, like disconjointed, weird, like move by move kind of thing they do in the regular show.
Yeah, but I do want to say this: the reason why in the regular show they did that though is because the game is turn-based combat, and they just didn't really know how to animate that per se. They're like, how are we going to do this? So they literally just animated it as though it was in the fucking game, one move at a fucking time.
Wow, that Charmander got.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. The design of some of the Pokemon look different in this. I noticed that. Like Charmander is animated really weird.
It's not weird. He's like thinner.
Yeah, he's thinner.
He's more
he
bulk
looks different
in the original.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that with too many others. Granted, like I haven't seen nearly as much Pokemon as my two co-hosts here, so I probably wouldn't notice if one was animated a little differently. But Charmander, I did notice he was like thin and rat-like. He reminded me a lot of Mila, our Chihuahua. One scene he just like yells in response to something, and I'm like, that's my Chihuahua.
I want to say this about it though. For people who played the game, the one thing like. Right off the bat, I loved the show, so I want to get that out of the way, but I'm going to trash it a whole lot now, even though I love it. They fucked up the most important thing they need to get right with this, and it's that all the fans ourselves, not the company, but we always gave a badass persona to Red in the games. We always treated him like he was like a Han Solo-like character. And then this show opens, and this kid is a bigger pussy than Ash. Like, he's a fucking puss, dude. He's such a fucking baby. Dumb. He is not, and that's not Red. That's not the Red that everybody's familiar with. And you know what? I say the fans, but the game picked that up later. Like when they reintroduced Red,
my dad named me Red. Remember when he was like, "My dad named me Red, so I could have a fiery spirit," or some shit like that.
Fiery spirit, baby.
He said some shit like that. It was like, okay, I hope that sounded better.
So in context, in the games in Japan, they named them after like the cartridges that like when you played Pokemon Red version, like that was a trainer name, and your rival in Japan was actually green. but for some reason, for American audiences, they changed it to blue. I think it's because
I know why.
So in Japan, they did red and green, and then they did a third version of blue, and then I think America did like the script from blue, but kept a lot of the red and green mechanics. It's super weird.
So also with blue though, they screen tested the 3 monsters and picked the 2 most popular to be the games.
Interesting. I did not know that.
They showed the pictures to children and were like, which one of these 3 do you think looks the coolest? And obviously, fucking Venusaur's a goddamn nightmare. Venusaur's and Flo and shit, like this chain smoking fucking mole ridden ass motherfucker. But whatever. Obviously, that was gonna work out. But what they should have shown the first evolutions, because Bulbasaur is a cute little boy and he could have gotten super popular, but he was already like shown off as ugly before he ever had the chance, you know?
I know. I feel bad for my buddy.
He's little
my
chonk,
Bulba
dude.
buddy.
He's literally just like my dog Dwight. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, it's red and green in the Japanese like show, but the names are red and blue, and it's super weird. Like, there's a third protagonist that they introduce who's a girl, and her name is Blue in the Japanese games, but it's so weird. It's weird.
We got to be careful to not spoil. I don't think that's a spoiler, but we shouldn't spoil anything because this show's very spoiler ridden. It's got like 4 like crazy episodes. So
true.
Do we want to like talk?
Wait, but I want to talk about this because I didn't know shit about it. Besides, you guys just sent me a link, and I didn't know it didn't have Ash. I was not prepared for that. I thought it was really weird that like they still kept like Brock and like made him like Brock's vibes in this are not good. I don't like him in this.
She likes him better as a weird pervert.
I like him better as a weird pervert, I guess, but he's just like fucking creepy in this, and it's not okay. And like,
so in this, he's actually voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, who was the Black Power Ranger.
Oh, yeah. I don't like maybe his voice. I don't know. It just felt like if we're not going to do Ash, why are we doing Brock? You know,
it felt unnatural for him to be like not saying yeah.
Because it's the game, though.
I know, but like,
should we just go into spoilers so we can tell her?
All right. So first, I don't know. Is there anything? Brandon, say everything else you thought about the pilot before we move on, because I want you to get your thoughts across before you get spoiled. So
also, my phone fucked up while I was watching the pilot, and like halfway through it, like switched me to the second episode. But I eventually fixed it and watched the whole pilot. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a different universe than like Pokemon normally happens in. Like, it's a lot more serious. I know Logan was talking about, you told me not to steal this from you, about how it's much more like anime like.
Yeah, it's much more anime like. And you know what else? Like, I continue with that thought, but I want to add this.
Yeah.
They also didn't have any Pokemon just saying their names. They were like, Glad, blah.
Yeah. And just like
Geodude
all around
went Gar, which is not like, that didn't make any sense, but still he went Gar.
It like didn't feel like Pokemon. It felt like, I guess because like I never played the games really. So this feels, what feels most like Pokemon to me is like the original like cartoon that I know. So this, I don't know. It's just like the vibe was off, you know? It felt like Kmart Pokemon. It felt like Digimon.
What do you think about the petition, Cody, for them to add the 2 different voice styles to the games? Like, there's like a petition that like you can turn on a setting, and instead of Krabby going, or not, Krabby's a bad example. Instead of like Geodude going like, Bark, he goes Geodude. Like, they want a setting to where you could have it either be them just saying their names or the noises. What do you think about that?
I mean, whatever floats your boat. I think that's a lot of data to make you happy. And
well, more specifically,
I mean,
if you had to pick one, what would you pick?
If I had to pick one, I'd want the games like Cries, where it sounds like really robotic and weird. But if I can't have that option, I guess I'd want the names, because I can't live without Cookie Cookie or like Pika Pika.
Cookie.
Yeah, I know.
Like I can't live without that.
That's the best stuff for sure.
Even though it's not realistic.
What, him saying cookie's not realistic?
No, but Geodude going, dude, is not realistic.
Bruh!
Dude.
I love Geodude.
I also thought with the pilot, like there's some
bro.
I mean, I get that they have to explain everything, but like I feel like maybe they could have explained less and let us just like take the journey, you know? It was a lot of prologue. And like the pacing was really slow because of that.
I could see that. I do try and keep in mind that this is for kids, even though I feel like the majority of its audience is like 10 or older now instead of like young.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could agree with that. Like I feel like most people going into this know what Pokemon is.
I feel like
but then again,
I feel like it's Go ahead.
It's very like iconic Pokemon. Like when you open your game, it's Professor Oak and he's like explaining the world of Pokemon to you. And I don't feel like it would have felt the same if that wasn't there. So I kind of disagree on that.
The other thing is too, the pacing in this episode's good. Like I'm not like the issue I have with pacing, not to be spoilery, but the issue I have with pacing is the rest of the episodes are too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like I would probably appreciate this show a lot more if I like had that attachment to the game, you know? That's cool that like they did this as an answer to like being closer to the source material.
And I thought it was so cool that they open the episode with new game or options and then like they close it out with save game.
I knew that'd make you come. I was watching that and I was like, that's gonna make Cody feel hot about it.
I know. That was like, ooh, I felt warm.
So
speaking of cum, doesn't it seem like Blue and Red are just gonna blow each other any second?
Yeah, there's like a moment where like they like hug or something.
Which one's the cannibal?
Maybe that's right.
Armie Hammer's totally blue.
But when did this come out?
What happened to Eradicate?
2013.
Okay, so this is new.
So this came out right before the 6th generation of Pokemon, and it was kind of supposed to be like a tease thing.
Yeah.
Because
wait. No, we'll do that part, and I know what you're about to say.
Okay.
I feel like that is a part of spoiler talk for sure.
Is spoiler talk officially starting?
Let's give our rating.
Okay.
Who we wouldn't want to fuck, although I feel like we're not going to say that.
We forgot to rate Clerks.
Let's not, because they're underage. They're underage.
Yeah, so we can't do that. These are children. I'm just gonna kill Brock.
I'm gonna kill fucking Mary Brock.
I'm not gonna do anything but kill Brock. I'd say I'd give this like a 5 out of 10.
The fuck?
I burped, so I had to burp away from the mic. My bad.
All right. It's a 6.5 out of 10.
I'd give it a 7. I think that there's like definitely things I really like, and they're doing it well. But
the thing is, that's my rating on the show. I feel like the pilot's like an 8. I feel like the pilot's really good.
Yeah, I respect that definitely.
Plus that when Charmander's just getting murdered, when he's getting Armie hammered everywhere, dude. I just can't help it. I love that scene.
He's not blue. Armie Hammer Squirtle.
So spoiler talk, because I have things I need to say too after Cody. Do you want to get back to? Oh God. Do you want to get back to what you were just saying, Cody? That Logan stopped you. Was there something that was about to happen? Something that you guys were about to say?
This premiered right before the release of Pokemon X and Y, and I think the big reason they did it was you get the starters again in X and Y. So you get the Gen 6 ones, and then you also get the Gen 1 ones.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, they just have such a big boner for Gen 1, and I get it. Like, it is like an iconic thing, but like, that was a huge, like, hey guys, you can get the original starters, and look, we're doing this like original like nod to it, so it's cool. I like it.
But I think my thing is, for one, this show ages terribly because of them doing that. Because what they do is in the last episode, they involve the concept of mega evolution, which they've already taken out of Pokemon Standard. Like, it's not a thing anymore. And it makes it age terribly. And also, it makes you wish, like, you got an Omega Ruby and an Alpha Sapphire. Like, why didn't we get the originals with, like, that was my thought process instantly. Like, you put out this game, you should have been releasing something like a Ruby and Sapphire, but you actually just fucking came out with a whole new game. Like, it was a total tease. And the whole show felt like it was manufactured to have that tiny little commercial for Mega Charizard X.
Yeah. I think that's always been a big problem with Pokemon, is they always do some sort of gimmick. Like with Gen 8, it's like Gigantamaxing, where they like get really big and they like change form and they've got like more health. And then the previous one was Z moves, where it was like, ooh, we do a special boom boom clap clap after you dance. And it's just, I wish they'd kind of stick to some things. And
they're making these games too fucking easy, Cody.
Agreed.
Like, okay, I get they're for children, but like, no child could even kind of fuck up at this. Like,
so Ken Sugimori came out and they were like, the reason that they're not hard anymore is because kids like mobile games, and they're afraid they're not going to play Pokemon if it's too hard to play. And I disagree with that.
Might I also add that you're not selling to kids, dude. 90% of your sales are to full-grown adults. Like, agreed. Kids don't give a fuck about Pokemon. We do.
I know. I just like, I don't know. It's so funny that they're such a huge franchise and yet they don't understand their demographic at all.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, but the Post Malone thing is the only relevant thing they've done in a while, you know? Like, they're not connecting with people anymore. And they're such memes, but they're like afraid of meme culture, it seems like sometimes.
Except when they tried too hard for meme culture. Like, they tried super hard with Wooloo when he was first like revealed, because it was like, ooh, Wooloo believes in you and stuff, and then they fucking beat it across the head. They're so weird. They're so weird with like their image. It's so strange. And
they almost treat Pikachu like a separate IP now. Like, they're like, this is a Pikachu property and this is a Like, if they could legally separate the two, I feel like they would.
I feel like Detective Pikachu is like the big.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Caveat of that is that it's like.
Yeah, people are like, well, it's a live action Pokemon movie. I'm like, kinda. Like, it is.
But it's like also
like there's
not.
Pokemon in it.
But it's more of like a live action Pikachu movie, not so much a live action Pokemon movie.
Agreed.
But all right. So with this show, yeah, I mean, the issue, like, you wanted to talk about the ghost thing. You were saying something about that before.
Yeah. So like, because my phone fucked up, I watched a lot of episode 2, and okay, I've got thoughts. So Pokemon die, like. Like, what the fuck? And
they're not very consistent on that.
And there's like ghosts in this one that aren't ghost type Pokemon, which clearly is like a Scooby-Doo-esque mystery. So that was a little fucking annoying. I didn't watch the full episode, but like clearly it's like a fucking person doing that shit. Oh, and fucking Team Rocket is like different. What the fuck? What the fuck is that about? I don't know, man. It's just really.
I don't know anymore, man. I just wanted my Pikachu fix, man.
I just wanted normal Pokemon.
I just want to see Ash and Squirtle and Charizard and Bulbasaur out there doing shit, while Ash always has a different girlfriend. What up?
I mean, it's not like
Charmander was different after Armie Hammer.
Right. Also, like, Red is a dumbass. Of course, like, your shit's not going to be trained if you're not training it, you motherfucker. Like, you have to.
I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
When he walks up to, like, fight Brock's gym, or, and, like, the people outside are like, oh, like, how long have you been with your Pokemon? He's like, 5 fucking days. Like, shut up, kid. Go put in the work.
That's like when we're all playing Magic and somebody new pulls up and they're like, I'm pretty good. I'm like, oh, really? It's like, so how long you been playing? Like, I just got these cards last month, man. I've been really knocking it out. Like, oh, bitch. You're done for, dude. It's like, that's how Red was treated. He was like the kid who like just got his first pack of Pokemon cards, you know? And he fucking won. Like, that's the worst part. He won.
I know.
His fucking dumbass won because of Caterpie's string shots.
He's like, this one string.
Yeah, this single string made like, Brock, how did you see all that? Your eyes are fucking closed, dog. How did you see all that happen? I couldn't see that happen. How did you with your fucking eyes closed, dude?
Oh, speaking of Brock, the reason he's different is because Brock in the anime is actually adapted from Brock, the gym leader in the original games. So, like, technically, this is the original Brock that you're supposed to get. The other Brock
is, like, a weird sexual, like, pervert that they created.
I didn't like Brock just, like, watching them play from the woods. I don't know. I thought that was a little fucking weird.
She's literally under the impression that, like, Brock is, like, the Night Stalker or something. Like,
Brock is fucking weird. His vibes are not okay in this.
Gosh. I will say, I have always wanted Pokemon to do something like this, so I was very excited when it was like announced that they were doing a series that was based on the game.
Yeah.
And I kind of hope that they did we talked soon.
Cody, want your mind blown? We talked about this.
Did we?
Yeah, we talked. We heard that it was coming. Like they had just released it and they were talking about the dub and everything. Like right when it came out, you and I talked about it at Gap.
I do remember that.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, yeah, 2013 would have been when we would have met Cody.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah. No, we're talking about the dub.
No,
the dub. The dub's 2016, remember?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
we just thought about it and it would have been later.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. We were like, we already knew that the dub was coming out.
Wow.
And we were excited about it.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Because I told it to him, like, did you know? And you're like, yes, bitch, I know that. Like, you look like, of course I know that. I'm not an idiot.
I was like, who are you talking to?
Oh, my God.
Like, I may not know about Armie Hammer, but I'm scarred anyway. But yeah, I hope that they do more like this. Like, I would love if before every game they did like a little mini series or even series on the side. I think so. They're doing something called Pokemon Journeys.
That was the issue with my miniseries, actually. But let me say this about the miniseries part. This show was too rushed, dude. Like it could have been a couple more episodes. Like I'm not just saying that because I wanted more of it. It's just like
the ghost episode. Everything happens all at once. You don't get to breathe.
I agree. I 100% agree.
And I know Logan and I were talking about it too, and like we both kind of were talking about how it would make a better movie too. You know, if they just like got their pacing and their timing right and made it like just a big like. Even if they got closer to 2 hours.
And you're also if you're doing montages, at least give me the movie aspect of montage.
Yeah.
Don't give me this shitty and we're on the next episode and 40 things happen and now the episode starts. Like at least with a movie it feels more like actually fit in.
Yeah, I could see that. Except I am very selfish in the fact that I enjoy that it's a series, so I feel like we got a little bit more out of it, but I agree. It felt very.
It's only 60 minutes, dude. It's only 60 minutes. You didn't get more out of it. A movie's an hour and a half.
That's true. That's very true.
I feel like they did a miniseries to make it look longer.
I'm valid.
Good point.
I really feel that way. Now that we're talking about it out loud, I'm like, I really do feel that way. I feel like it is that.
Because I feel like a bit more of they're doing a mini series than like a movie. You know, it's like, oh, it's a movie of that, but like, a series.
A series, and all the episodes come out at once. It's true though, they did.
God,
I love Netflix. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. What else is there to really spoil about it?
I was gonna say, I feel like this is kind of the precursor for what they're doing now, which is a series called Pokemon Journeys, and it's spoiler. after Ash has finally won a Pokemon League. So now he's doing like miscellaneous adventures. So I low-key think we're getting close to something like Origins as a permanent series, and I hope that happens.
I hope
I'd much rather watch this.
I hope they change Red if they do it. They need to change Red.
Oh, same.
Red is a problem.
I kind of expect them to do they'll do whatever characters are the leads in the next generation. I don't know if they would do a Pokemon like Red and Blue anime. But I don't know. I could be wrong. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I just don't have the Pokemon nostalgia that you guys do, so it doesn't hit quite as good.
I mean, I would argue that this one really doesn't hit good for me. I didn't like it that much. I mean, I do, but I like it more in concept than I do in practice. I think that they really fumbled the ball almost everywhere.
Agreed. Like, it's good. I'd watch it. I think if you're a Pokemon fan, you'll like it. But I think that...
And we're just hungry for no Ash content.
Exactly.
Like, it's like
exactly.
Ash is not... Like you think of other animes like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and all these... And these central characters, the difference between that and Pokemon is our central character nobody likes.
Agreed.
Like, people don't like Ash. They find him annoying and an asshole.
He's kind of an annoying little shit. But, like, Red's no better, and neither is Blue, so they haven't really gotten that down.
But the difference, at least, like, they're not annoying.
Yeah.
Like, Red's a little annoying, but he kind of just stops talking at one point.
Yeah,
they run out of time. They can't give him enough time to say things.
Yeah, he's less annoying than Ash.
Which is very true to the character.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I do wish that they would have done some more fun moments, though, from the game. Like, I really wish we would have seen him, like, finding a guy's golden teeth, you know? I really wanted that. Like, why couldn't they, like, fit everything from the game in there? Because it's just a montage. Just give me, like, one scene of him putting, like, fucking grass and mud-covered gold teeth in a dude's mouth. Like, give me one shot of that.
I mean, I would want more. I wouldn't just want that. I'd be like, wait, what?
We're not going to get more.
Did this?
We're not going to get more. That's why I'm okay with that. Like, we could. Like, there's no way they'd ever do more than that. Because every episode was only 20 minutes. So, like, we're really going to have a 10-minute arc about finding that guy's teeth.
I'd watch.
We're missing a Pokemon battle, so he can dig through the grass looking for an old man's gold teeth. Are you fucking serious right now? It's like we cut Lieutenant Surge. Like we cut Lieutenant Surge. What are we doing?
This is so good, but so bad. I love it.
I'm glad you guys like it. I don't think I'll be continuing.
Oh my god!
I just don't have that hunger.
We're gonna make you watch each Pokemon though, because we did Indigo League in this.
Oh,
and then,
I know.
Then we're gonna do Pokemon Doto. Everybody want to get there faster. Everybody with time to
do. Each time you try,
you spend again better.
As you guys are listening to this, we are recording on the 20th of February. So it is a couple days before Pokemon Day, and there's going to be apparently like a big announcement. So if you guys want to see me and Logan and maybe Franny, if Franny wants to do it, play whatever Pokemon game that they're going to announce, let us know.
Yes.
That's something I'm open to.
Oh my God.
Also, we totally are going to do a Nuzlocke at some point.
Yeah, do we Nuzlocke the new game, or do we just play the new game outright?
Especially if I play a Pokemon game. I don't think I really have.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just saw the cat that you're seeing, Logan.
Oh, okay. But, you scared the fuck out of me, man.
I was just looking at the cat. But yeah, like I've not really played a Pokemon game, so that should be interesting.
Yes, you have. You played a little bit of X. You named your Froakie Pepe.
Actually, so when I was little, my best friend growing up, one of my best friends growing up, whenever he'd come over, he always wanted to play like, he was super into Pokemon, and he always wanted to play like we were like Pokemon trainers and shit. And I always wanted to play like House and stuff like that. So we would play Pokemon House. We made up our own game. And like I had one of those little like Amish houses in the backyard, and that would be like our little house, and we'd have like Pokemon as pets and shit. I think that's pretty creative.
During recess, we would play Pokemon, and it would be a who could one up each other. So like we'd like prepare for battle, and then it would be like, okay, go Kyogre, and I'd be like, go Mewtwo.
Go Mewtwo.
He was like, no, into infinity, pretty much. Is it that game? No, I like it more to infinity times 10. Oh, I'm throwing out 2 Entei's. No, but I used to, my brother is 6 years older than me. And I used to want to, we used to scrap, and obviously the age difference is ridiculous. So while he was almost a full-grown man, I would yell, Bulbasaur, and tackle him. I'd yell different Pokemon for different attacks I was doing to him as he was tossing me across the room. I'm landing in laundry baskets. I'm busting my head on the wall on nails. True story. God. I would yell like, Charmander! And then he'd fucking dome me.
I'm kind of triggered because I used to do that with my brother.
I know, dude. It's like a thing. It's a fucking thing. It's a thing.
He would like try and get me to wrestle, and I had no interest in wrestling. I was like, ew, human contact. And the way he'd get me to do it was we could pretend we were Pokemon, like attacking each other.
I know. Which like I love. Not only do I love that you did that, but I love how like you said it and like you're very like.
I like how you didn't want to wrestle. Yeah.
You're just like, you said it in like you're like you were like some sort of like upper crust woman. You're like, I do not wrestle. And then you're just like, the Pokemon gotta catch him. And you're like tackling this man.
I'm like very prim and proper, and then the next time I'm like,
one second you're Little Women, the next thing you're like Squirtle.
Logan, why do you never run around the house screaming Bulbasaur anymore?
Because I used to get my ass beat when I do it. It's probably an association
thing. You still would.
I'd be like, Executor, and then he'd fucking dome me, like toss me across the room. This is true, one time he really didn't like me when I said Diglett, because I'd jump out of somewhere and be like, Diglett. One time he threw a bike at me.
He threw a bike at you for digletting?
Yeah.
Did he really?
He legit did, yeah. He threw my chopper bike at me.
That's funny. Oh my God.
That's a big bike, man. That's a big bike.
Jesus.
And keep in mind, I'm like 9 and he's 15.
God. All right. I feel like we've talked Pokemon to death. Anybody have any parting
25
words?
years.
25 years
25 years.
Oh, yeah. But we're going to start doing games like Nuzlocke and stuff. So tell us what you think, which game we should pick, and like what kind of format we should do. Should Franny be forced to play with us? Is Franny going to sit it out? We'll see.
Yes.
Let us know.
Yes. And
don't forget, like, comment, subscribe.
Please.
Hit the notification bell if you want more content, and tell us what you want us to watch next.
Yeah.
Check out our other YouTube channels in the description. Franny, if you want to explain what those are.
Yeah. So, Logan and I do a podcast with 2 other friends where we talk about movies, Crosscut Cinema, and then Logan also does a podcast where he interviews everyday people. Average Joe interviews with Logan Tyler.
And on that channel, I post extra content, stuff like us playing Pottermore quizzes or clips from different podcasts. So it's pretty much a shitpost channel, but if you like extra content from us, you can get it from that channel as well. Both are linked in the description.
And there's a good podcast on that channel too. So
there's good podcasts, hopefully by this point.
Yes. Other than that, we have an email address. You can always send us your ideas there or anything you want to say to us. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. And we will be back in a week. We post every other week.